good as a new penny.
What have you got stashed in here, Mrs. Cottontail?
Your service pleases me greatly.
My turn through the gauntlet with pleasure. Stay back, my friend.
Seeds of corruption!
went out fighting in your name.
May I be valiant as the Lion of Summer.
Shocking cyclone!
Our blood already runs electric.
Pathetic!
I needed that. Ethereal souls! to worse punishment from here.
Weakening wound!
I could do with a cold drink.
No glory in this death. My God, I've never fall short. Get out of my way! Paralysis hit!
Clawing cuts! Sweet relief!
Poison dart! I've got my eyes on the prize. I'd prefer to drown my sorrows with ale.
Oh there. A word of warning, Wanderer, afore you continue on your merry way. See these corpses here? Be a good fellow and take them as a hint that this town isn't the pastoral little paradise it once was. Ha! Immaculates, orcs and humans both, have taken Hunter's Edge. Its villagers are now slaves in the mines to the west, or they've been bled dry of their last drop of life, reduced to mere fuel that must light the wicked candle that is bloodstone. Long as you live in the limbo between coming and going, though, why not have a look at what I have to sell? You'd be surprised to see what a scouring skeleton can gather together in a dying town. Yeah! Well, don't go round angering Immaculates if you want to keep your vitals intact. Though perhaps it won't be very long before they have a stab at one another's vitals instead. I have the feeling there's trouble brewing between the orcs and the humans in there, and who can blame them, really? Just ain't natural for 'em to consort, I say. Only good orc... Well, you know how the phrase goes. Can't say I remember who I was before the change came over me, but these days I'm a travelling trader of sorts. There's an immaculate necromancer in the village ahead. She's the one who brought me back from, well, wherever I was. She's an especially bright one, you know. Most necromancers can only revive a dead corpse into an animated one, but she manages to yank back some semblance of consciousness too. I don't remember much, but the thrill of trade certainly calls to me. Maybe I was a merchant in my former life, who knows? These days, most undead are busy haunting Seal or picking the way in the Lucula mines. But I keep a low profile and stay out of sight. Haven't been bothered by an immaculate yet, and I hope to keep it that way. I know the weapons of which you speak. I've even hidden away a piece of one myself. I had planned to pass it down to my son, but... Or maybe you could make better use of it now.
Hey, you. Come on. Time's a wasting.
Did someone leave an oven door open?
My, you're still alive. Way to beat the odds, Wanderer. My, you're still alive. Way to beat the odds, Wanderer.
I'm warm as fresh apple pie.
Is that one of them lovely Baywater puns? Oh,
You can speak. You don't look like a tribesman or orc, but I suppose I can't be certain. Then again, I've never heard of a dark soul gifted with the speech of the wild. Jinxica is my name, and until recently I lived a placid sort of life among the people of Hunter's Edge. The baker might leave me a bit of milk left over from this breakfast. The barkeep stroked my back between filling glasses. I had many friends here, but none so dear as a little trio. A married pair and their daughter, employed by the wizard to keep his home. They spent many long hours squashing fleas that plagued me and shared their warm beds with me each night. If you come to this village to help and not to harm, you might be able to save those 3 kind souls from the orcs that have invaded. Ugh, such misery in our sad town. The dark invaders seem very interested in him indeed. They've been skulking around outside the house since they arrived, but not even one of their filthy vermin can penetrate the wizard's protective enchantments.
They're still making those moves. Must have been the miller's boy. Muscles strong as marble.
Would that an invasion were all! They destroyed every crumb of life they could find and sent their filthy rats to seek out those who evaded them. Each life they took infused their strange stones with power. Their queen glowed with delight as a parade of victims were slain before her. It was as though she was taking in a beautiful song. The human tribe came shortly after. They had their own supply of the glowing stones, and the orc queen took no easy liking to them. Still, it seems they are working towards some similar goal. They haven't destroyed one another. Yet. They've survived this carnage so far by concealing themselves most cleverly. I've done my best to guard their hiding place from the slime-bellied rats, attempting to sniff them out. But I fear my efforts aren't enough. Until the village has been rid of vermin, those 3 sweet souls may be found at any time. Savages by savages employed. The orcs have one among them, the rat catcher they call him, who claims to have trained rats to do his bidding. They've swarmed the place in search of hidden villagers, and unless every last one of them is split from tail to snout, they're sure to find my friends. But you're not like the brutes inside those walls. No. You approached me with hand, not boot, outstretched. Perhaps you could help me. With these rats running about, it's only a matter of time before my friends are caught. They must be squashed, every last one of them. I've done my best so far, but there are simply too many for one set of claws to handle. With your help, though, with your help, it could be done. The rats gone, my friends safe. Oh, that bothersome old Tom. No, he and I are hardly friendly, much less friends. I've much more important things on my mind than him and his incessant pestering. I can slip through these walls as I please, but you'll need to find your own way into the village. And remember, my friend, kill every last rat you find, or 3 dear souls will be lost.
How can I help you, my friend? Feeling hot under the collar?
It's heating up.
You there, Flatlander. Stay at your business. Come to play now the town's been taken, have you? Typical of you Flatlanders. Lucky for you, the goddess don't discriminate against cowards. Well, come quickly then. There's still townsfolk on the loose, and the chase has probably made them wild as cornered dogs. One might pop out of a bush and take an eye before you can shout your own name. Better you first check in with the higher-ups. You've got Jarl, the righteous leader of Weir the Mountain, and blood-stained Gratilda, queen dog of the giant toads. Trust me, you'll know her when you see her. Now scram, and make your introductions before word gets to them there's an intruder here.
I'd prefer to drown my sorrows with ale.
What do you want, Flatlander? If you're here for villagers, we've shipped them all out already.
I ain't afraid of a single stand up and face me, boy. One on one.
They're keeping the peace for now. Chief's orders. That or the tusks.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
What do you think you're doing to that rat? We need those vermin to find the hidden villagers. Try it again, and you'll wish you hadn't.
Go on then, Rogskin. We'll see who'll end up in
These
those
rats
boots.
seem important to the Ambassador.
If we're going to exterminate them, we've got to find a better way to do it.
Did someone leave an oven door open?
There are countless rats inside this hole, waiting to be lured out at the slightest temptation.
What? Afraid to address your betters, are you?
What a deluge.
It's all mother some humans. Potent heat. Well. Thought you could get away with it, did ya? Don't look so confused, Pinky. The armory key. Hand it over.
So the key to the armory is missing. It could prove rather worth our time to find it.
Source hunter, scavenger hunter. For better or worse, our resumes are growing.
The humans the one who took it.
Risk their lives for love, would they? I'd not expected to find foolish ignorance among hardened warriors.
me do his dirty work. I bet his skull would make a lovely goblet for Jarl's mead.
I haven't got a hole in my pocket, have I? A freak.
It's history's so-called freaks who market only. If we can survive this, we can survive anything.
I haven't got a hole in my pocket, have I?
Dunn's probably lost the bloody thing up his own arse.
I can't say for certain, but
You better hope the bleeding key shows up soon.
Thought you said it was me who pocketed it.
How in the second heaven am I supposed to know what you did with the dead thing?
spirit. Yes, we've got to keep our hopes high, but our defenses even higher. We shouldn't be like this every time. But remember,
It's all mother, I'm saying. The
What
humans-
a deluge.
The dog looks up at you with misery-ridden eyes. Its tail doesn't wag, and when it tries to bark or speak, only silence reaches your ears. The dog hangs its head, then looks north. Filled with fury, it barks noiselessly in the direction of the forest.
My kingdom for a dry shirt!
I'd never have judged a few grimy ground dwellers, and lost ones at that, to be worth all this fuss.
Chief knows what he knows. He says, find the cellar, so that's what we do.
Well, for all he knows, they could be knee-deep in forest muck, miles away from here.
So that settles it. They really are big a buffoon as you look. No one gets into the Phantom Forest, brother. No one.
And the conduit? Chief says she's there as we speak.
That thick brain of yours is better suited for gruel than for thinking. Of course she's there. She's got the goddess within her. Come on, then. You've got to sell her to find. Your chatter won't scare it into the open, you know.
bereft of the lips with which they kissed.
Ain't there something behind here?
Plagues and rubbish. I ain't a bleeding
So many
maid.
of the skulls are so delectably modeled. I can hardly tell which one of them would suit me better.
Hey, do you already check beneath these boards?
The orcs tore through this place like wild pigs.
There's nothing to find in this bleeding dump.
The thing won't budge. Then again, I thought the
Where
same
could
about
a
that
gaggle
villager's
of
knee.
peasants get to?
Is this one of them fancy scribble pages? Never did trust them myself.
So many of these skulls are so delectably modeled.
Plagues and rubbish. I ain't a bleeding
Ain't
maid.
there something behind here?
Am I gazing at the holders of souls? Or am I wrong altogether?
Hey, do you already check beneath these boards? Any sign of them?
None here.
I'm drenched.
No hint of that secret cellar either. Who would have thought Flatlanders would be so clever?
Well, keep looking. We'll rip out every board if need be. Chief's orders.
There are countless rats inside this hole, waiting to be lured out at the slightest
What's this?
temptation.
I found something. I've spotted something. My kingdom for a dry shirt!
The seven grant abundance.
Cheers. Though I wish there were other bottles that go up around here.
Clean up, clean out.
Hey,
what am I?
conduit
A
soldiers.
goddamn scullery mage, best not to get on her bad side. You know that. Then go find yourself a sheep if you're so bloody hot and bothered.
Charla and Horton. Aren't those the skeleton traders we met? Charla in Sicil and Horton just outside this village.
If this is to be believed, their spirits are trapped in a dark priestess's totem.